CNN Turkey launched a ground operation across the border into northern Syria on Sunday, in a move likely to raise tensions with the United States. Turkish officials said the troops entered the Afrin region a day after Turkish jets pounded targets there in an attempt to drive U.S.-allied Kurdish militia from the area. Operation Olive Branch is ongoing as planned, and the ground operation has started, the Turkish armed forces said in a statement. Turkish forces entered the Afrin region along with the Turkish-backed Free Syrian Army, according to the Turkish state-run Anadolu agency. Here, tanks are seen being transported to Hatay, southern Turkey, a province bordering Syria. The land operation comes hours after Turkish jets targeted U.S.-backed Syrian Kurdish YPG militia in the area, killing at least 8 people and injuring 13, according to the Syrian Democratic Forces General Command. The military incursion is likely to raise tensions between Turkey and the United States, which supports and openly arms Kurdish militias fighting ISIS. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said the operation would be completed in a very short time. During a public address Sunday in the city of Bursa, according to the Turkish state-run news agency Anadolu, rockets from Syria hit Turkish city. The land operation comes as rockets from Syria hit the Turkish border city of Kilis on Sunday, reported Anadolu. 1 person was injured, and buildings damaged in the attack, said local governor, Mehmet Hakan Arslan. It was not immediately clear who fired the rockets, though they come hot on the heels of Turkish airstrikes on areas under the control of the People's Protection Units, also known as the YPG. Operation Olive Branch. Turkey said it launched what it dubbed Operation Olive Branch on Saturday to target terrorist organizations including YPG forces. Turkey has long fought Kurdish unrest in the southeastern part of the country. It's determined to prevent the establishment of a Kurdish state across the border in Syria, and has used military force in the past against Kurds and ISIS in the northern part of the neighboring country. The Turkish military said its air force destroyed 108 targets in 7 regions during the operation, including weapons depots and barracks belonging to Kurdish militias and ISIS. Turkey targeting terrorists, YPG calls attacks barbaric. Turkish Foreign Affairs Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said in a tweet Saturday that the operation isn't targeting civilians and innocent Syrians, just terrorists. He told a news outlet that the Syrian government was informed of the operation in advance, but the Syrian government, speaking through the state-run news agency Sana, said it wasn't notified. The YPG issued a statement on a pro-PKK news outlet, ANF, calling the Turkish attack barbaric. "We have no choice but to resist." The YPG statement said, "We call upon all of our young people to meet in the ranks of resistance, taking the resistance spirit of our sacrificial martyrs as an example." France calls UN meeting. France on Sunday requested an urgent meeting of the UN Security Council to discuss ongoing developments in the Syrian areas of Afrin, Idlib and Ghouta, the country's foreign minister Jean-Yves Le Drian said in a tweet on Sunday. Le Drian called for ceasefires everywhere and unconditional humanitarian access. Rebel-held areas of Idlib and Ghouta in northern Syria have come under sustained attack by Syrian regime forces, raising fears for the thousands of civilians sheltering there. The Iranian Foreign Ministry on Sunday also called for Turkey's operation in Afrin to be completed immediately, and for the prevention of crisis in the border region of Turkey and Syria. According to state-run news agency IRNA, Washington urges restraint. Washington had previously called on Ankara to refrain from launching a military incursion in Syria. The focus needs to be on ISIS, State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert said last week. Turkish forces have said they are targeting ISIS as well as Kurdish militia in Afrin. The operation is being carried out within the right of self-defense and with respect to Syrian territorial integrity, the Turkish armed forces said in a statement. U.S.-trained border force in Manbij. The incursion is likely to further stoke tensions between Turkey and the U.S. after the announcement of a U.S.-backed border force in Manbij, northern Syria, last week. A 30,000-strong, U.S.-trained border force from the Syrian Democratic Forces, dominated by YPG fighters, is to be trained in Manbij. Turkish-backed rebels and U.S. forces have been trading fire there, U.S. defense officials said. The SDF is made up of a number of local rebel groups, but mainly from Kurdish militia of the YPG. The announcement of a border force infuriated Turkey's leaders, and Erdogan has accused the United States, its most powerful NATO ally, of building an army of terror on his border, and threatened to drown the US-backed force. Turkey regards the YPG as the Syrian arm of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, despite the group's help in battling ISIS.